Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox fan coming to you from Al Red Sox fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. We're going to try out some dice baseball from Gen 14 Gaming, 1400 Gaming. Game 1 of the 1967 World Series. And what if Tony Conigliaro and Sparky Lyle played in that World Series? So we're going to have a little fun with this. This is Game 1. And I really do like this baseball game. It's dice baseball from Gen 1400 Gaming. Very affordable if you're downloading it. So if you want, check out that site. So we're going to move right to Game 1. We'll give you the starting lineups for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals won the National League pennant with a record of 101 wins and 60 losses. Their team batting average was .263. The team ERA was 3.05. Starting lineup here in Game 1. Lou Brock leading off, playing left field. Curt Flood batting second and center. Roger Maris, the former Yankee, is in right, batting third. The baby bull, Orlando Cepeda, playing first base. He's in the cleanup spot, batting fourth. Batting fifth, doing the catching, Tim McCarver. Batting sixth, playing third base, Mike Shannon. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Julian Javier. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Dahl Maxwell. Batting ninth is the pitcher, Bob Gibson, and we will be using a pitcher's batting card. For the hometown Boston Red Sox of 1967, American League pennant champions, their record was 92-70. The Impossible Dream Team, team batting average .255, earned run average for the pitching staff 3.36. They're managed by Dick Williams. And the Cardinals are managed by Red Dean. Alrighty. The starters, due to Jim Lomborg having to pitch right to the very end of the season, the Red Sox go with reliever/emergency starter Jose Santiago in Game 1, and he went 12-4 with a 3.59 earned run average. The Cardinals counter with Bob Gibson, who was injured early in the year, finished with a 13-7 record with a 2.98 earned run average. For the Red Sox, their lineup, batting first, playing second base, Jerry Adair. Batting second, playing third base, Dalton Jones. Batting third, Triple Crown winner, MVP of the American League, Carl Yastrzemski, playing left. Batting fourth, Tony Conigliaro out and right. Batting fifth, the boomer, George C. Scott at first base. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Rico Petrocelli. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Reggie Smith. Batting eighth, doing the catching in Game 1, Russ Gibson. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Jose Santiago. Here we go. So it's going to be Santiago to face Lou Brock. Santiago's control factor 10/49. Here's the pitch to Lou Brock, and that is a 98. So it's going to go off the Brock card. And a 44, a 98, and a 44 off the right-handed pitcher column. Santiago is a righty. I should get my pen out. It helps me see. So a 44. And Lou Brock lifts that ball up and gone. Lou Brock with a leadoff homer. 41/44 off a right-handed pitcher is a home run, and 1-0 Cardinals. So Santiago does not start off the game the way he wanted to. Brock homers. And it's 1-0 Cardinals. So a leadoff homer by Lou Brock, and the fans here at Fenway are in shock as he's greeted at home plate by Curt Flood. Curt Flood's up next. Flood, switch right-handed batter. Santiago, the windup and the pitch to Flood, and that is a 73. Again, not in Santiago's control factor. And Flood gets a 99, and a 99 is a deep fly ball out, and that will be a home run check for the ballpark, as well as an error check. Actually, no error check on the home run. So at Fenway, Curt Flood's power is 48, and at Fenway Park, a 45 through 49. He needs a 7, and he will not get it, as making the catch in left field, 99. Right field, excuse me, is Tony Conigliaro way back at the wall, and he robs Curt Flood of a home run. So Santiago not looking too good here. The first 2 balls are hit very hard. That's a deep fly out to right. Conigliaro makes the play. And here comes Roger Maris, left-handed batter. Santiago picks up the sign from Gibson. Here's the pitch to Maris, and that is a 68 again. Santiago not hitting his spots. Off the Maris card, that is a 56. There will be an error check. 56, right-handed pitcher. That is a ground ball. Ground ball A, left-handed batter. 5, ground ball A. To third. So that's going to be a play for Dalton Jones. His defensive rating at third is an 82, not a stellar defender. And oh my lord, he makes the error. That's a 93, so Dalton Jones boots the ball as they put him in there for his bat. Defensive an 82, 93. So that's an E5. Maris reaches on the E5. So 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Cardinals. And here comes the baby bull, Orlando Cepeda. Santiago in a bit of a pickle here. He's only good for 12 batters, as he is a... Here's the pitch to the baby bull from Santiago, and that's a 41. And finally, we go off the Santiago card, and that is a 30, a 41. You know what I forgot to do? And I apologize. We put the spreadsheet up so you could see, and Santiago's up. The baby bull's up. Orlando Cepeda. There we go. Let's move that over one more. There we go. All right, 1 out, 1 on, 1-0. Here's the pitch to... Oh, I already did that. God damn it. It was a 41 to the righty, and that's a strikeout. So Santiago strikes out Cepeda. At least that's the way I remember it. 41. So 2 outs, still 1-0 Cardinals. Maris at first, being held on by the boomer, George Scott. Here comes the catcher, left-handed batting Tim McCarver. And let's remember to move the old... So McCarver comes up. Here's the pitch to Tim McCarver, and that's a 61. So we'll go to the McCarver card. Left-handed batter facing a right-handed pitcher, and that is a 16. 16. And that is a single to left field. And Carl Yastrzemski, error check. 32, no error. Yastrzemski fields the ball and throws it back in. Advancing to second is Maris. He'll stay put there. You're not going to run on Yaz's arm. So inning stays alive with the single by McCarver. And here comes Mike Shannon. So 2 on, 2 outs, 1-0. Here's the pitch from Santiago to Shannon. And that's a 57. It's going to go off the Shannon card. And that is a 28. Santiago being roughed up here. 28. And that is a righty-righty matchup. 28. That's a single to right with 2 outs. Will they challenge Tony Conigliaro's arm? Maris Speed 79. Trying to score from second with 2 outs. I think we're going to send him. Two outs. Runner advancement. So we just have to -5, I believe, but I don't think there's any modification factor on this. Double check the old rules here on the base hit to right, 2 outs. Runner advancement hit chart. Runner going from second to home on any single. If 2 outs, do not subtract 10. Okay, yep. So it's a straight up -5. They're going to send Maris. So Tony Conigliaro's arm from right field is a -5. Maris is a 79. So it's a 74. Here's the throw by Conigliaro, and he guns him out at the plate to end the inning. It is an 87. So Tony C already makes a difference. He throws out Maris at the plate. So Shannon does not get an RBI. He will get a single. And Maris is cut down 9-3 as Gibson, 9-2, excuse me, as Gibson applies the tag. And that will end an adventurous top of the first, 1-0 Cardinals. Cardinals looked like they should have had more. And here come the Boston Red Sox. And let's just move this over. So Jerry Adair, Dalton Jones, and Carl Yastrzemski to face Bob Gibson. They're lucky only to get 1 run, give up 1 run. And Santiago had a rough first inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's faced 6 batters. He's only good for 6 more off of the stats here. We're in deep trouble. All right, here's Bob Gibson. Gibson will face Jerry Adair. Righty-righty matchup. Adair playing second base. Gibson's control factor 10/59, and that is a 10. Gibby is in control. It goes off the Gibson card. No error check, and that's a 7. And a righty-righty matchup. Adair singles to left off Gibson. Nice piece of hitting by Jerry Adair. So Adair singles to left. And here come the Boston Red Sox. So Jerry Adair singles to left. I'll bring up Dalton Jones. In the chat, we have Glenn Perot, Bubba Husky, Original Grognard, and Mr. Mike McAllister, as my second screen is not working. Thank you, Comcast Cablevision. Mike McAllister says, Al, just let you all know I have my 4 teams from the mini season tomorrow. My giveaway for the envelopes you picked up who win my World Series. I will put them all right answers in the hat. Cool. Alrighty, back to the ball game. Thank you for showing up, gents. Alright, so Adair's at first. His stealing ability is 33. He's going nowhere. Here comes Dalton Jones. His error did not cost the Red Sox as Tony Conigliaro threw out Roger Maris at the plate. Dalton Jones against right-handed pitching hit .301. Bunt factor is a 55. Yastrzemski's up next. Contact's 86. Let's look a little. God, he gets strike out though. 55. We're going to let him swing away here. The windup and the pitch from Gibson, and that's a 59, and Gibson's still in control. Jones gets a 67 off the pitcher card. We go to left-handed column, 67. No error check. And that's a hard hit ball. That's a line shot. And we'll have to see who it will be to. Line shot. Lefty. Right at the first baseman. Cepeda makes a wonderful catch and quickly diving back is Adair. 1 out. Great job by the baby bull. Now bring up Carly Yastrzemski. Here comes Yaz, Triple Crown winner. Yaz off right-handed pitching, hit .323 with 38 homers. He'd love to go yard here. Gibson picks up the sign from McCarver. Here's the pitch to Yastrzemski. That is a 62. It'll go off the Yastrzemski card. And that is an 8. An 8 to Yaz. And he works a walk as Gibson pitches very carefully to Yastrzemski. A walk 1 through 18 off a right-handed pitcher. So advancing to second is Adair. 1 out. Yastrzemski's at first. And here comes Tony Conigliaro. He threw out Roger Maris at the plate. Here's Tony C. What will it be? We shall see for Tony C. Gibson peers in the windup and the pitch to Conigliaro. That is a 34 off the Gibby card. 34, he's in control. And that is a 63. That's going to be an out. And that's a ground ball B, 63. So they get the middle runner as Conigliaro grounds to second. And they go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. So Conigliaro reaches on the fielder's choice, 4-6. Yaz is out at second. Adair advances to third. And here comes the boomer, George Scott. 2 outs. Runners will be off on contact. And here's the boomer. Gibson nods his head. The big windup and the pitch to Scott. That is a 76. They'll be off the Scott card. Righty-righty matchup. And that is a 91. A 91. And that is up in the air like a beautiful balloon. Let's see who that's to. 591. Oh, actually, we just go off the 91. I'm sorry. That's a fly ball to center. So, error check on Flood. His defense is very good. 96. And it's a 53. He makes the running catch. Side retired. Nice play by Curt Flood. The Red Sox threaten but do not score. We go to the top of the second. 1-0 Cardinals. And that means Petrocelli will lead off the next inning. I just have to remember to keep moving the spreadsheet, as I did not do that earlier. So here come the Cardinals. Will be Julian Javier, Dahl Maxfield, and then Bob Gibson, the pitcher. So here comes Julian Javier. Javier, against right-handed pitching, only batted .255. Santiago struggled in the first inning. Control factor 10 through 49. Here's the pitch to Javier, and that's a 21. It goes off the Santiago card. He needs a quick, clean inning here, and that is a 7. He's not going to get it as a 7, and that is a single. So Julian Javier, nice piece of hitting, singles. To left field. So here come the Cardinals once again. Javier at first. And I'll bring up Dahl Maxfield. Javier stealing is a 42. Maxfield's coming up. What's his bunting? 55. Contact 86. Cardinals going to play a little hit and run here. Cardinals going to play a little hit and run. Santiago against Santiago. So let's go to our hit and run chart. And that's what we're going to do. Hit and run chart. Let's just check this out. So Donald Maxfield's contact is an 86. An 86 hit and run. As long as we don't miss, foul tip, ground out. All right, hit and run. Here we go. And that is a 23, 86, 23, 0 through 24 is a single. And so Donald Maxfield on the hit and run singles. And going to third is Julian Javier. So the hit and run works to perfection. And here comes Bob Gibson. So first and third, no outs. As Javier quickly gets to third base on the hit and run. And here comes Bob Gibson, no outs for Gibby. That's the pitcher's card. So it's a pitcher's hitter's card. First and third, 95% chance of bunting. Infield moves in to protect against the bunt. Red Sox infield moves, the corners move in, excuse me. Corners move in. Now let's check out the old squeeze play here. On the bunting for a base hit, squeeze play, 95. Infield moves in. So, where's the adjustment for that? So, 69% chance of a successful hit and run, squeeze play. But I have to just check out when the infield moves in. There has to be some sort of adjustment here. Let's go to the handy-dandy rule book. Infield moves in, first and third, no outs. Corners in. I keep saying infield in. Infield positioning. Whenever there's a man on third base, defense must announce whether they are bringing the infield in or keeping them back. Bring the infield in to try to prevent the runner from third from scoring. Yes, I know that, but what's the modification result? All right. Let's see here. I think the last time we did this, we had to look at the ground ball result chart. Yeah. Fielders make the play. That's an error. Wild throw. Infield back. Infield in. They don't have the modification on the squeeze play. Alright, we're just going to play it generically then. They have it for sacrifice chart. Runner safe. We're playing squeeze. Infield in. Well, what we're going to do with the infield in is bring it down one. Because I think there's probably is a modification that I just have not read. Alright, so we're going to play so 0 through 64 successful. So it goes from 0 to 69 to 0 through 64. Here's a squeeze play by Gibson. Javier coming down the line. And what a bunt. 0-1. Unbelievable. And that is, everyone is safe. Unbelievable. So Gibson drops the bunts of all bunts. And he's going to pick up an RBI, and the Cardinals are going to go up 2-0. So Gibby, a bunt hit when he was just trying to squeeze. Bunt hit. RBI as Javier flying towards the plate. Gibson puts the bunt down. Advancing to second is Dahl Maxwell. Gibby's at first. Still no outs. 2-0 Cardinals, top of the order. And here comes Lou Brock, who homered to start off things. So here comes Lou Brock. Bob Gibson just dropped down a beautiful bunt. So Santiago in a tremendous pickle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can only face 2 more batters. 3 more, excuse me. Here's the pitch from Santiago to Brock. And that is a 66. We're going to go off the Brock card. There will be an error check, and that is a 29. And a 29 off the Lou Brock card against a right-handed pitcher. 29 is a single to right. Error check on Tony Conigliaro fielding the ball. He's a 95 defender, and he makes the defensive play. At second base is Dahl Maxwell. He's a 71. They're going to hold up everybody and keep bases. We're going to have bases loaded, no outs. So Lou Brock gets a single. He's 2 for 2 now. Bases loaded, no outs. Brock at first, Gibson at second, and Dahl Maxwell's at third. Red Sox have their bullpen warming. Santiago now faced Kurt Flood. Flood flew out to Conigliaro. Here's the pitch to Flood from Santiago, and that is a 0-8. So that's a special. That's going to be a range play most likely. Let's go to the range play chart. Special chart. 0-8. And let's roll this again. And that is a 16. And fielder's chart. Where's the ball hit to? And that's a 47. Bases loaded, 47. Ball's hit to the third baseman. Oh boy, Dalton Jones. Man, do they find the bad fielder. Dalton Jones, it would be a range play. Dalton Jones's range at third base is an 88. And that's a 23. 88 and a 23. Dalton Jones makes the play. He goes to home. Then to first, double play. What a play by Dalton Jones. Fielder makes great stop of the grounder. Throws to lead runner to get lead runner than the first. So what a play by Dalton Jones. Keeps the Red Sox in the game for now. As it's 2-0. Jones goes to Gibson, who then throws to Scott. So that's a double play. As that's 5-2-3. Out at the plate is Maxwell. He's out. Advancing to second is Brock. And advancing to third is Gibson. I think I did that right. So 2 outs, 2-0 Cardinals. Second and third, and here comes Roger Maris. Maris's first time up. He reached on the error by Dalton Jones, so a huge play by Dalton Jones there. And this will be the last batter that Santiago can face before his control factor will go down by 5 each pitch, each at-bat. Let's make sure we have that right. He's faced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is it. This is the last batter he can face. Here's the pitch to Maris. He needs to get him out. And that is another range play. That's going to be a 6. And that is a 37. And that's going to be a fielding range, 37. Who's the ball going to be hit to this time? And that's a 99. And a 99 is out to the right fielder, Tony Conigliaro. 99. Conigliaro, not a lot of range in right. This could be trouble. Conigliaro's range is 85. And that is a 36. 85. And a 36. Conigliaro makes the running catch. Side retired. So Tony C making a difference in the field at least. But the Cardinals get another one. And they now lead 2-0. We go to the bottom of the second. Due up for the Red Sox, Petrocelli, Reggie Smith, and Gibson. And I forgot to move the spreadsheet. So Maris makes the last out. Cepeda will lead off the top of the third. And for the Red Sox, Petrocelli, Smith, and Gibson. Rico Petrocelli, right-handed batting shortstop, will face Bob Gibson. And Petrocelli batted .238 off righties with 9 home runs. Gibson kicks and fires to Petrocelli, and that is a 0-1, and we're going to go to the range play. Lots of range plays. That's a 45 fielding range and a 49. 49 is to their third baseman, Shannon. And Shannon's defense at third, or range, excuse me, he is at third, 84. So he has 84 range. Can Petrocelli sneak the ball by him? That's a 64. He might sneak the ball by him. So an 84 and a 64. And Petrocelli singles. So Petrocelli singles past the dive of Shannon. And a tying run will come to the plate here in the bottom of the second. And Reggie Smith. So a single for Petrocelli. Switch hitting center fielder. The youngster Reggie Smith will bat lefty off Bob Gibson. Smith struggled against right-handed pitching, .234. Did have 11 home runs, though. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Smith, and that is a 31 off the Gibson card. As the green die jumped the shark. And before we do that, it's going off the Gibson card, though. And that is a 65. No error check off the pitcher's card. 65. That is a ground ball C. Ground ball C. Reggie Smith is a lefty. That's a 3. Ground ball C. To the first baseman. His only play is to first. Ground ball C. Slow ground ball. Fielder to first. Runner advances to second. So that's 3-1. Advancing to second is Petrocelli. So that's 3-1. As Gibson covers the bag. And here comes the catcher, Russ Gibson. 2-0 Cardinals. Gibson, right-handed batter. Again, Gibson versus Gibson. Bob Gibson versus Russ Gibson. Here's the pitch from Gibby to Gibby. And that's a 44. Bob Gibson will stay in control. No error check. And that is an 85. That's an out, folks. As that ball is up in the air. 85. And that is a pop out to the third baseman. So Gibson pops out to third. And Shannon makes the catch. 2 outs. Petrocelli still at second. Here comes Jose Santiago. And we might pinch hit. And Santiago has already faced his allotted. His control factor is going to go way down. Let's see who they brought in the game. The Red Sox in reality lost this game 2-1. They went to John Wyatt, but we're not going to go to John Wyatt. He was their closer. Santiago went 7 innings. And he only gave up 2 runs. Well, he's giving up 2 runs now, but he's not going 7 innings, that's for sure. So, Gibson. And we're going to go with, let's see what we want to go with. Joe Foy's better against lefties. Mike Andrews, 260. Tired, but we may go with Ken the Hawk Harrelson. Let's see what the Hawk did. 189 with only 1 home run. Tillman wasn't on the World Series roster. Tartable, we might have to go to Mike Andrews, 260. Mike Andrews is going to get an early call here. So he's going to pinch hit. And I think we're going to go with Mike Andrews. So Mike Andrews will pinch hit for Santiago. So with 2 outs, Mike Andrews comes to the plate. Santiago's day is done, and it was not a good one, folks. 2 innings, 2 runs. He struggled. He only pitched 2 innings. So Santiago's day is done. We don't know who we're going to bring in yet. So Santiago only pitched 2 innings, and they were bad. So here comes Mike Andrews to pinch hit. There's 2 outs, moment of truth. He batted 260 off right-handed pitching. Gibson's ready to work. Picks up the sign. McCarver sets the target. Here's the pitch to Mike Andrews. That's a 53. It's going to go off the Gibby card. No error check on this. Petrocelli will be off by contact with 2 outs. And that's an 11. Mike Andrews, righty-righty matchup. And Mike Andrews singles to center. So Mike Andrews keeps the inning alive. Petrocelli, center field. Flood's arm is a -4. Petrocelli, that would be he's a 72. So he's a 68 with 2 outs. I don't think we have to subtract anything with 2 outs, any modification. Ground ball. Fly out. We need the one to find the one with the hit. I don't think. Here it is. Where is it? Runner advancement chart. That's what we need. Runner advancement chart. Runner going from second to home on any single 2 outs. Yep, no modification. Okay. So Mike Andrews singles. Petrocelli is a 72 -4. Flood's arm is a -4. So it's a 68. Where Petrocelli's going to be waved around. Here's a throw to the plate, and he beats it out. It's a 33. The Red Sox get on the board. Pinch hit RBI. 2-out single by Mike Andrews as Petrocelli races around the bag. Throw is just off the line. He slides in safe. So Mike Andrews, clutch. 2-out RBI single. He was a pinch hitter. RBI. And now bring up Jerry Adair. So Jerry Adair comes to the plate. It's 2-1 now. Red Sox get on the board here. And here's Jerry Adair. As Brady Appitrade says, he loves the special charts. He sure does. Adair, in his first at-bat, he singled, was stranded at third, though. 2-1, Cardinals. Gibson kicks and fires to Jerry Adair. That is a 39 off the Gibson card. No error check. And that is a 34. A 34. That is a strikeout. Gibson comes back with a vengeance. He strikes out Adair. But the Red Sox pulled to within one on the pinch hit single by Mike Andrews. At the top of the third, 2-1 Cardinals here in Game 1 of our 67 replay. What if Tony Conigliaro and Sparky Lyle played? So now we need to find a new pitcher. So Andrews, his day is done. Though we could play him at second. But Adair hit 293 off righties. So Mike Andrews with a pinch hit. And now we need a pitcher. We're not going to go to John Wyatt. Wyatt's only good for 6 batters. He's the closer. Sparky Lyle's good for 6. Jerry Stevenson's good for 20. ERA 3.86. It might be Jerry Stevenson. Might be Jerry. Be Stanky 21. What's his hold? And his hold rating's -10. I think we're going to go to Jerry Stevenson. Stanky 2.77. I can't remember if Stanky got a start, though. I don't want to use him. Stevenson definitely did not get a start. So Jerry Stevenson's going to come in the game. It's 2-1. Red Sox have to throw the pen already. Let me just write down his notes here, and then we'll put him up. So his control factor, 10 through 45. Stamina, 20 batters. Hold factor, -10. Jerry Stevenson. And he's a righty. So Jerry Stevenson comes in. Now let's just find him over here. Jerry Stevenson. Gary Ding Dong Bell, Dennis Bennett, and we missed, where's Jerry Stevenson? Oh my god, did I not cut his card out? Alright. Bill Rohr, he's not on the roster. Lozitsky, Cisco, Stangy, Wyatt, Bucky Brandon, Gary Ding Dong Bell, Dennis Bennett. Nope, that's good going out. Bear with me, un momento, por favor. We will get Gary Stevenson. Gary Stevenson. I could have sworn I cut him out. Jerry. Oh, Jerry, where are you? Lomborg. Bennett, Santiago, Ozinski, Lyle. There's Jerry. Hello, Jerry. And here comes Jerry Stevenson. Santiago makes it through 2 innings, and they were ugly, folks. Oops. God bless the undo button. We'll do it this way. Jerry Stevenson comes in out of the pen. Alright, so he's going to face Lou Brock. No, he'll face Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon in the top of the third. There we go. Alright. Jerry Stevens, 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 save in 67. Right-handed thrower. He'll face the baby bull, Orlando Cepeda. Control factor 10 through 45. Here's the pitch to Cepeda. And that is a 26 off the Stevenson card. Righty-righty matchup. And that's a 95, so that's going to be an out. 95. Righty. That's a fly ball out to Conigliaro. He makes the catch. 1 away. Top of the third. Cepeda 0 for 2 now. Struck out and flew out to right. Tim McCarver steps to the plate, Cardinal catcher. McCarver singled in his first at-bat. Left-handed batter. Stevenson picks up the sign from Gibson. He deals to Tim McCarver, and that's a 52. And I'll go off the McCarver card. There will be an error check. And that's a 20. And Tim McCarver will single to left. Carl Yastrzemski. See if he fields the ball cleanly. Defense in left, 94. He fields it cleanly. Throws it back in. So McCarver's 2 for 2. 2 singles as he leads off. Sorry, with 1 out he singles. Here comes Mike Shannon. He singled his first time up. Red Sox looking to turn 2 in the infield. The windup and the pitch from Stevenson to Shannon. He's a right-handed batter. That's a 53 off the Shannon card. And that is a 16. 16 for righty-righty matchup. And he singles to center and Reggie Smith. And Smith has a pretty good arm. -7. McCarver's running speed. He'll hold. And let's just check out the error check. That's an 80. But Reggie Smith's defense is a 95, so back-to-back singles, and the Cardinals trying to get that run back. McCarver's at second. Shannon is at first, 1 out. And here comes Julian Javier. He singled and scored in the second. when Bob Gibson laid down a beautiful suicide squeeze in which he got a base hit. Here's the pitch to Julian Javier, and that is a 70. We're going to go off the Javier card. And that is a 1, and that's a walk. So Jerry Stevens, after getting the fly out to Cepeda, has now loaded the bases. Single, and a walk. Bases are juiced. 2-1 Cardinals. And here comes Dahl Maxwell. Bob Gibson on deck. Red Sox going to look to play for 2. Gibson comes out to have a word. Russ Gibson comes out to have a word with Jerry Stevenson. Here's the pitch to Maxwell, and that is a 70. As Stevenson's all over the place. Need a high roll here. We're not going to get it. That's a 17. 17 off the Maxwell card. Righty-righty matchup, 17, and that is another single to center. So it's going to be 3 to, let's check Reggie Smith. He fields the ball cleanly. Gibson's coming up. We don't want to get anyone thrown out at the plate. So McCarver scores 3-1. Mike Shannon, speed 72. Gibson's coming up 72. Reggie Smith is a -7, and I think we have to do a modification here. Single. Runner going from home, from second to home. Subtract 10. So Shannon would be a 62 -7. I don't know. We're going to hold him. But Gibson's coming up. That's the pitcher. I should probably send him. -62 -7. 55. 55% chance. 72 -10. 62 -7. 55. They're going to wave him around. Here's the throw by Reggie Smith. And it's a 55. He is gunned out. Now is he safe or out? It's a 55. He's safe. He is safe. He just gets under the tag. Because we need a 56. So it's now 3-1. 4-1, excuse me. 4-1. As Shannon scores on the RBI, single to center. First and second, still 1 out. And here comes Bob Gibson. And Gibson will lay down the sacrifice bunt. 95% bunter. And that's a 23. Sacrifice bunt just to move the runners over. 95-23. It's a good sack. So he's out at first. He's out 3-1. Pitcher covering the bag. Another sack. So it's second and third, 2 outs, top of the order for Lou Brock. Brock is 2 for 2. He homered starting off the game and singled. Second and third, here's the pitch from Stevenson to Brock, and that's a 27 finally off the Stevenson card. Need a nice high roll. That's a 56. No error check. 56. That will be an out. Ground ball. Second base, Adair's up with it. He throws to first. Side is retired, as Brock is finally retired. But the Cardinals in the top of the third pick up 2 more, as McCarver and Shannon score. It's now 4-1. The Cardinals have scored in every inning. Ouch. Bob Gibson. As I forgot to move the chart thingy. Oh well. So leading off the next inning. Once I get a better camera, I won't do this anymore. I'll just show you the cards. Kurt Flood will lead off. And let's get the right leadoff batter here. Bottom of the third. And due up for the Red Sox, Dalton, Jones, Yastrzemski, and Conigliaro. So it's Dalton, Jones. Red Sox down 4-1. Gibson back up on the hill. Here's the pitch to Dalton Jones. That is an 86. We'll go off the Jones card. He hit 301 off right-handed pitching. And that's a 27. And Dalton Jones singles to right. Maris, there will be an error check. Maris's defense is a 97. No error. He fields the ball cleanly, but Dalton Jones gets a base hit. Back come the Red Sox for the Fenway faithful. Now bring up Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz's first time up. He walked. Was forced out in the fielder's choice. Gibson deals to Yastrzemski. That's a 52 off the Gibson card. And that is a 31. And that's a strikeout. He strikes out Yastrzemski. So 1 out. Here comes Tony Conigliaro. He reached on the fielder's choice. Here's the pitch to Tony C. from Gibson. That's a 75. We go off the Conigliaro card, and that is a 23 for Tony C. A 23 righty-righty matchup, and he singles to center. Station to station go the Red Sox. So Tony Conigliaro signals. So first and second for the Red Sox with 1 out. And here comes the boomer. As again, I forget to move the spreadsheet. So it's going to be Scott versus Gibson. Gibson in a bit of a pickle here. Scott batted .304 off right-handed pitching with 17 home runs. Gibson picks up the sign from McCarver. Here's the pitch to the boomer, and that is a 69. So it goes off the Scott card, and that is an 8. And Scott walks. So good at bat. The Red Sox have loaded the bases up. Jones is at third. Conigliaro's at second. Scott, who just walks, at first. And here comes Rico Petrocelli. He singled and scored a run. Base is loaded, 1 out. Base is loaded, 1 out for Rico Petrocelli. 4-1 Cardinals. Here's the pitch to Rico. He snuck a ball past the dive of Mike Shannon at third. The windup and the pitch from Bob Gibson. That's a 21. It'll go off the Gibby card. And that is a 13. And Rico Petrocelli, righty-righty matchup, does it again. As Petrocelli singles to right and a run comes in. The Red Sox have cut the lead in half. And so scoring from third is Dalton Jones. It's 4-2. Conigliaro's at second. He's not a fast runner. 75 minus 10, 65. Maris's arm minus. We'll keep the bases loaded. Well, who's coming up next? Reggie Smith. So Petrocelli, 2 for 2, scored a run. Now he has an RBI. Bases are juiced. Conigliaro at third. Scott at second. Petrocelli at first for Reggie Smith. Grounded out to first. 1 out, 4-2. Reggie Smith comes to the plate. Al, move the chart too far. Here's Reggie Smith. Reggie Smith, again, 11 home runs off right-handed pitching. Bases juiced, 1 out. Gibson, stern look on his face. He deals to Reggie Smith, and that is a 68. It'll go off the Reggie Smith card. Wants that nice roll of a 36 to 38. Be a grand salami. Instead, he gets a 56. So that's going to be an out. Ground ball A. If there's no error, it'll be a double play ending the inning. So we need to know who the ball got hit to. And that is a 1. That's back at the pitcher. Yep. Ground ball back to the pitcher. We got to go with the error check now. Gibson, does he field his position well? You betcha he does. 99. He fields the hard hit ball. Throws to Maxwell at short. On to Cepeda. Inning over. So the Red Sox squander a golden opportunity as Reggie Smith bangs into the double play. 1-6-3. They do get 1 on the Petrocelli single and RBI. We go to the top of the 4th. 4-2 Cardinals. And Gibson will lead off this inning. And due up for the Cardinals, Flood, Maris, and Cepeda to face Jerry Smith. Smith gave up 2 runs in an inning of work. He's good for 20 batters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good for another 13, but I don't know how long we're going to stick with him. So here's Stevenson. Red Sox down 2. Here's the pitch to Flood. Stevenson control factor, 10-45. That's a 23 off the Stevenson card, and that's a 6. That's not good. That's going to be a walk, righty-righty matchup, and Flood walks. So Stevenson having his issues here. So Flood's at first. Here comes Roger Maris. Maris reached on an error by Dalton Jones and flew out to Conigliaro. Here's the pitch to Maris, and that is a 62. We go off the Maris card, right-handed batter. And before we do that, and that's a 73, so this will be an out. 73. That ball is in. That ball is a line shot. And let's see who it's to. 3. That's going to be the first baseman, I believe. Line shot to the boomer. And George Scott's 96 defensive rating. He makes the play. And quickly getting back to the bag is Flood. So a nice play by the boomer. And that's a line out to the first baseman. 1 out. Jerry Stevenson breathes a sigh of relief, and here comes Orlando Cepeda, the baby bull. Cepeda has struck out and flown up to right. Flood at first. Flood's stealing is only a 34. Excellent speed, but not a good stealer. Here's the pitch to Cepeda. Red Sox looking to turn 2. That is a 73. We'll go off the Cepeda card. Righty-righty matchup, and that is a 16. A 16. That's a single to left. Yastrzemski, no error. And station to station go Flood and the Cardinals. He's at second. Cepeda picks up his first hit. So 2 on, 1 out for Tim McCarver. McCarver is 2 for 2. He singled twice and scored a run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway. But he's very ineffective, Jerry Stevenson. Here's the pitch from Stevenson to McCarver, and that is a 29 off the Stevenson card. Can the Red Sox turn 2? That's a 79. So that's going to be an out, 79 against a left-handed batter. McCarver strikes this ball well. It's a line drive, and that will be an out. 7. Lefty, line shot. He lines out to Yastrzemski in left. No advancement by the runners. 2 outs. Runners will be off on contact now. So Stevenson has walked a batter. And the 2 outs he has gotten have been hard hit balls. And here comes Mike Shannon. He's 1 for 1. And he scored once. Stevenson trying to put up the first goose egg of the night for the Red Sox. Here's the pitch to Mike Don't Call Me Del Shannon. And that is a 72. And it'll go off the Shannon card. There will be an error check. And that's a 20. And that's going to be a base hit. Righty-righty matchup. 20. And that's a single to center with 2 outs. No modification. So that's a single. Mike Shannon's now 3 for 3. Flood, who's very fast, 77. We got to send him. So it's going to be a 70. Here's a throw by Smith. And he is out! Reggie Smith, it's a 94. Reggie Smith guns out Curt Flood at the plate. Applying the tag is Russ Gibson. And that is out number 3. And the Red Sox finally put up a goose egg. As out at the plate is Curt Flood. So that goes 8-2. And the Red Sox finally put up a goose egg. Another runner thrown out by a Red Sox outfielder. And I forgot to move the chart. Leading off next inning will be Julian Javier. And here come the Red Sox. It'll be Russ Gibson. And then the pitcher. But we'll have another pinch hitter. Mike Andrews. It would be the pitcher's card. How many Mike Andrews? Let's just move him down a bit. There we go. So Russ Gibson, then the pitcher, and it will be a pinch hitter. So Jerry Stevenson's day will be done. He'll go 2 innings, and he'll give up 2 runs, but he puts up the first goose egg for the Red Sox. I'm pretty sure we're going to pinch hit for him. So here's Russ Gibson to face Bob Gibson. Gibby versus Gibby. Gibson popped out to third his first time up. Here's the pitch from Bob Gibson to Russ Gibson. And that is a 48 off the Gibson card. And that is a 69, so that's going to be an out. And a 69 is a ground ball C. So that goes to the shortstop. Gibson's out 6-3. Russ Gibson, that is. And now pinch hitting for Stevenson. So he only went 2 innings. His day is done. We'll have to get another pinch hitter. Let's see who they used in real life for ha-ha's sake. Well, we already used Mike Andrews, Norm Seaburn, Jose Tartable, Joe Foy. I'm going to leave Foy in case they bring a lefty in. So Tartable, I think Tartable will be our choice here. Oops, too far. Alrighty. Joe Foy. Tartable, lefty. We're going to go with Tartable. Seaburn was awful. Tartable hit .222 against righties. Hawk Harrelson. I mean, maybe he gets lucky and he runs in, he gets a 30 or 31. That's a home run. You know what? We're going to go with the Hawk. He had a stinky year, but we're going to go with the Hawk. So Hawk Harrelson, who actually played right field in this game, but we're playing the what if Tony Conigliaro played, and Sparky Lyle. So here comes Hawk Harrelson. So here's Hawk Harrelson to pinch hit for Stevenson. Hawk Harrelson will pinch hit, try to run into something, pull the Red Sox to within 1. Ken the Hawk Harrelson, picked up on waivers, or in a waiver deal, I shouldn't say picked up on waivers, he'll pinch hit for Stevenson. One out, 4-2 Cardinals. No one on. Harrelson struggled when he came to the Red Sox. Had a great 1968, though, but that doesn't matter in 67. So we'll have a new pitcher to start off the next inning. Here's the pitch from Gibson to the Hawk. And that is a 65. And that will go off the Harrelson card. And again, we want 30 or 31. And it's a 34. Oh, son of a gun. It's a 34. And he strikes out. Wow. Big swing. Had he made contact, it was going to the Mass Turnpike West. But Gibson blows a high fastball by him. And Harrelson strikes out. So Harrelson K's. 2 outs, top of the order. And Jerry Adair. So here's Jerry Adair trying to keep the inning alive. Adair 1 for 2. Singled his first time up, then struck out against Gibson. And we'll do a check on how many batters he's faced. Righty-righty matchup. McCarver sets the target. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Jerry Adair. That is a 47 off the Gibson card. And that is a 96. So this is an out. 96. We're just going to say Jerry Adair flies out to center. And the inning is over. Top of the 5th. 4-2 Cardinals. And Dalton Jones will lead off the next inning. And we need a pitcher. So let's see who we're going to bring in. Let's see who we're going to bring in. Moorhead, Wyatt, Daniel Elsinski. I think he actually got a start. Bell got a start, I believe. Well, we're going to go with Lee Lee Stange. That's who we're going with. He's good for 21 batters. Try to keep it a 2-run deficit. And we'll bring his pitcher card in a second. So Red Sox pitchers are going 2 innings at a time. He's a righty. Control factor for Lee is 10 through 60. Better chance there. Stamina 21. Hold factor. He's a +9. That's not good. They can run all day on him. And let's get Stang's card. Stang. There is Mr. Lee. Cut. Comes in for Jerry Stevenson. Lee Stang. And leading off for the Cardinals will be Julian Javier, as Reggie Smith threw out the runner at the plate. Threw out Kurt Flood. And that was Shannon had gotten the hit. So it's Javier, Maxville, and Gibson. Let's do a count on the batters that Gibson's has faced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and he is good for 29. So he's got 10 more batters in him before his fatigue check comes into play. So Gibby's faced 19 batters. Let's mark that over here. He's faced 19 batters through 4. He's not been stellar. So Lee Stang comes in the game. 8 and 10 with a save, 2.77 earned run average. 24 starts, 11 relief appearances. He's a right-handed thrower. He'll face Julian Javier. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch to Javier from Stang. And that is a 67, so it's going to be off the Javier card. And that's a 62. That will be an out as long as the error check goes A-OK. 62, righty-righty, ground ball. Ground ball. And that's an 8. 8. That's going to be ground ball. Ground ball 8 to the shortstop. Up with it is Petrocelli. As there goes the green die, jumping the shark. And that is a 40. Petrocelli makes a nice throw. And that's 1 down, 6-3. One out, top of the 5th. And here comes Dal Maxville. And then Bob Gibson. Maxville had that hit and run that worked to perfection in the second. Javier would end up scoring on the squeeze play that turned into a hit. And then he singled in a run. So he's 2 for 2. One out. Here's the pitch from Stang to Maxville. And that is an 89. I'll go off the Maxville card. And that's a 38. That could be trouble. A 38. That is not trouble. That is a strikeout. Good job by Lee Stang as he strikes out Maxville. No error check on that. So 2 outs, base is empty for Bob Gibson. As Red Sox pitching, hoping to put up another goose egg here. And we use the Cardinals pitcher's hitting card. Gibson has 2 sacrifice. Well, he has a bunt base hit for an RBI and a sacrifice bunt. Here's the pitch to Gibby. And that is a 41. And that goes off the stand card. And that's an 89. Inning is over. 89. Fly ball. Out to center. Making the catch is Reggie Smith. And 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-2 still. Due up for the Red Sox. And let's just get the batting order ready for the top of the 6th. Here come the Red Sox, and due up for the Red Sox Dalton Jones, Carl Yastrzemski, and Tony Conigliaro. Red Sox down by 2. Here's Dalton Jones to lead things off. Okay, Dalton Jones is 1 for 2. He's lined out to first and singled and scored in the third. Gibson deals to Jones, and that is a 35, excuse me. Gibson's in control, and that's a 72, and that will be an out. And that's a line shot. Out to right, Maris makes the catch, 1 down. Now bring up Carl Yastrzemski. He has walked and was forced out at second, and then struck out in the third. Yaz, if he goes yard, will pull the Red Sox to within 1. He awaits the Gibson offering. Here's the pitch to Carl Yastrzemski. That is a 55 off the Gibson card, and that is a 4. And Yastrzemski works a walk again. Tying run will come to the plate. Tony Conigliaro. So Yaz at first. Here's Tony C. He reached on a fielder's choice and then singled in the third. Conigliaro. Power rating, as I need to move spreadsheet. Conigliaro's power rating is a 90 if we go to a stadium check. Gibson nods his head, picks up the sign from McCarver. Here's the pitch to Tony Conigliaro. That is a 97, so it'll go off the Conigliaro card. He wants a 38 through 44, and we have a tie ball game. And he will not get it. That is a 67. So there will be an error check. 67. And that is a ground ball B. So they'll force Yastrzemski out at second as long as there's no error. Let's see where this ground ball is hit. That is a 6. A 6 to a righty. I think that is the shortstop. Yes, so Maxwell will throw to Javier for the, again, it's a fielder's choice. This time 6-4. So there's 2 outs. And Conigliaro's at first. And George Scott represents the tying run now. Can Scott go yard and tie it up? The Boomer had 17 home runs off right-handed pitching. Scott on the day for Game 1 has flown out to Curt Flood in center and walked. Here's the pitch from Gibson to the Boomer, and that is a 22 off the Gibby card. And that is a 62. This inning's over, folks, as that's a ground ball to short, 6-3, as the side is retired. Red Sox strand 1 runner, Conigliaro at first. Top of the 6th, 4-2 Cardinals. And so he had 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 23 through 5 for Gibson. And Lee Stang back out on the mound. So Petrocelli will lead off the next inning. And Lee Stang is back out on the hill. He'll face Brock, Flood, and Maris. Lou Brock, 2 for 3. He homered to lead off the game and singled. He's also grounded out to second. Brock, very dangerous base runner. You want to keep him off the base paths, as Stang, his hold rating is a +10. Is it a +10 or a +9? +9. All right, here's the pitch to Brock from Stang, and that is a 38 off the Stang card. And that's a 73. It's a fly ball out to left. As Brock tries to go the other way, Yastrzemski makes the catch. 1 down. Remember, no error check off the pitcher's card. Now bring up Curt Flood. Flood has walked. He's 0 for 2, banged into a crucial double play that could have blown the game wide open. And was also thrown out at the plate by Reggie Smith. Here's the pitch to Curt Flood, and that is a 12 off the Lee Stang card. And that's a 32 righty-righty matchup. And a 32, and that's a strikeout. So Flood goes down swinging, 2 up, 2 down. And here's Roger Maris, the right fielder. Maris reached on an error by Dalton Jones, has flown out to Conigliaro and lined out. Great play by the boomer, George Scott at first. Lee Stang picks up the sign from Gibson. Gibson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Roger Maris. That's a 59. And again, Stange is in control. And this inning's over, 96. 96. I don't think that is... Actually, we might have to check. It's out, but we have to see if that's a ballpark check. 96. No, it is not. That is a fly ball out to Conigliaro, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of 6, still 4-2 here in Game 1. And I forgot to move the spreadsheet. So Cepeda leads off the next inning. Bob Gibson back out on the mound. Bottom of the 6th, he'll face Petrocelli, Reggie Smith, and Russ Gibson. Itinerary Hobbyist is in the chat, along with Phanomatic. Hope all is well. All right. Petrocelli to lead off. Here's the pitch to Rico from Bob Gibson. And that's a 98. Go off the Petrocelli card. Petrocelli, 38 through 40 is a home run. And he gets a 35. This ball is by... nuts. Righty. 35. That's a double to center. So Rico Petrocelli doubles off the center field wall. Retrieving it is Flood. Got check for the error. No error. So a leadoff double by Petrocelli. Red Sox back in business. They have roughed up Bob Gibson. Okay. Now bring up Reggie Smith. So here comes Reggie Smith. Chance to tie the ball game. He has struggled against Bob Gibson. Grounded out and banged into a double play. On deck is Russ Gibson, then the pitcher. So we'll go to a pinch hitter again. Reggie Smith did have 11 home runs off right-handed pitching, but he did not face Bob Gibson in the American League. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Smith, and that's an 87. Goes off the Reggie Smith card, and that is a 93, so that's an out. There will be an error check, though. 93. That ball is out to left field. And Lou Brock's error rating is a 90. And he makes the catch for out number 1. Petrocelli retreats back to second. Here's Russ Gibson. He's 0 for 2. He's popped out to third and grounded to short. Russ Gibson. On deck is the pitcher. We still have the Hawk Harrelson card there, but he's not batting. He was a pinch hitter. We'll have another pinch hitter. All right, Russ Gibson. Do we want a pinch hit for Russ Gibson? He only batted 171 against righties. Then we have the pitcher behind him, George Thomas. We might go Danny. We might go Tartable. Jose Tartable. Thomas. I want to say Foy. Foy batted .235 with 12 homers. Foy's homers off righties 35 through 38 off his card. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with George Thomas. He batted .220, man. .255. George Thomas will pinch hit for Russ Gibson. Gibson only batted .171 versus righties. So let's get that pinch hitter up. One out. Petrocelli is at second. And let's find Mr. George Thomas. And there you are. Cut. There's George Thomas. Will pinch hit for Gibson. And Elston Howard will come in to catch. On deck is either going to be, we haven't announced, we still have Lee Stang on deck. We're not announcing yet. It's either going to be Joe Foy, most likely Foy. So one out. Here's George Thomas, batted .255 against right-handed pitching. Petrocelli at second, one out. Here's the pitch from Bob Gibson to Thomas, and that's a 23 off the Gibson card, righty-righty matchup. And that's an 81, so that will be an out, no error check. 81, line shot to center, and Flood makes the catch. Petrocelli again retreats back to the bag. So Thomas hit it hard. He lines out to center. Elston Howard will come in to catch. And here comes Joe Foy. Or do we want to save him? 222, Tartable 222. Joe Foy. If he hits one out, we have a 2-2 ball game. So Joe Foy will hit. For Stange, his day is over. He pitched well, as he pitched 2 innings. Gave up no runs. Red Sox pitching went 2 innings at a time. So here's Joe Foy. Cut. Paste. Joe Foy. Petrocelli at second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Joe Foy. Righty-righty matchup. McCarver sets the target, and that is a 13, so it's off the Gibson card. And we need a 19, and we don't get it. That's a 78, and the inning is over. As that's a line shot, and this time Foy goes to right, and Maris makes the catch. So after the double, the Red Sox hit the ball hard, but they find Cardinals in left, center, and right. So Foy, right-handed batter, pinch hitter, he flies out to center. Top of the 7th, still 4-2 Cardinals. We got to get the pitcher's card. And now I think we'll go with John Wyatt. We'll go to Sparky, actually. Oof, lefty hit 302 off of Sparky. You know, and righties. He was actually really tough against righties. 167 they only batted. John Wyatt will come in. So he'll come in. Try to keep it a 2-run deficit. John Wyatt. They acquired him from the Tigers in '66. John Wyatt. And he is a righty. His hold -3. That's good. Stamina, he's only good for 6 batters. That's bad. Well, he's a reliever. He's a closer. And his control factor, 10 through 63. It's very good. And here comes John Wyatt as the Red Sox exhausting their bullpen here in Game 1. John Wyatt. So Wyatt has come in the game, and he'll face Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon. Cepeda, 1 for 3, singled his last time up. The baby bull. Wyatt deals to Cepeda, and that's a 31 off the Wyatt card. And a 12 righty-righty matchup. 12, that's a single to center. So Cepeda has got 2 singles his last 2 times up. That's how he starts off the top of the 7th. 4-2 Cardinals. Cepeda's at first. Here comes Tim McCarver, left-handed batting catcher. McCarver has 2 hits. Scored a run. He flew out to Yastrzemski and left his last time up. Here's the pitch to McCarver from Wyatt. That's a 58 off the Wyatt card. And a 60. Come on, double play. A 60 from a lefty. Ground ball C. So that's a ground ball fielded by Adair. He only plays to first. Advancing to second is Cepeda as McCarver's out 4-3. And I'll bring up Mike Shannon. Mike Shannon comes up. Red Sox have thrown 2 runners out at the plate, which has kept the game close at 4-2. Conigliaro threw out a runner, and Reggie Smith threw out Flood. Mike Shannon is 3 for 3. Can he keep his hot hitting alive? He's a right-handed batter. Here's the pitch from Wyatt to Shannon, and that's a 72. We go off the Mike Shannon card. There will be an error check. That's a 39, and a 39. That's a strikeout. No error check on that. So Wyatt rings him up via the K. 2 outs. Cepeda will be off on contact from second. And I'll bring up Julian Javier. Julian Javier, 2 outs. Cepeda at second. Cepeda's run speed is 78. There'll be no modifier with 2 outs. Javier has singled and scored, walked and grounded to short. Wyatt picks up the sign from Elston Howard, who we forgot to insert, but Elston Howard is catching. Here's the pitch, and that's a 42 off the Wyatt card. And a 39, and that's a strikeout. Side retired, so he strikes out 2 after the single. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's good for 2 more batters. We go to the bottom of the 7th, still 4-2 Cardinals. So Wyatt has faced 4 batters. It's good for 2 more. Gibson Top of the order, Adair, Dalton Jones, and Carl Yastrzemski. Maxville. Top of the order for the Red Sox. Jerry Adair. Jerry Adair. Excuse me. Gibby, let's see how many batters has he faced. 23 after 5. He's got to be close to that 30-29 mark. 23 after 5. 26, 27, 28, 29. So he is now, his control factor goes down with every batter by 5. So he'll be 10 through 54. So it's 10 through 54 now. As he'll face his 30th batter. So it's now 10 through 54. Here's Jerry Adair. Gibson rocks and fires to Adair. That is a 0-5. It will be a range play. 30, so it will be a range play, fielding range play. Let's find the range play chart. So it's a 30 range play. Hit and run. Here's the range play chart. 30. Fielding range chart. Okay. And a 25. Who's going to be the fielder? 25 is the first baseman, Cepeda. So can Adair sneak one past him? Cepeda's range is an 82. He might be able to. That's a 33 on an 82. And Cepeda makes a nice play, backhands it, and flips to Gibson, covering the bag. 1 away. So that's 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th for the first out. And now Gibson's control factor goes 1 through 49. And we'll stick with it. I think that'll be his last batter, though. So I'll face Dalton Jones, left-handed batter. Jones batted .301 against right-handed pitching. He has singled and scored a run, lined out and flew out to right. Here's the pitcher, Dalton Jones, and that's a 57. So it'll go off the Jones card, and that's a 65. That will be an out. Ground ball C. That's the second. Left-handed batter. Yep, that's the second. So that is Julian Javier. His defensive rating's a 92. And he makes the play as he throws to Cepeda. So 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 7th. And now it's 1 through 45. 10 through 45. Let's see if Gibson can get through this inning, and then we'll go to the bullpen. And here comes Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz has walked twice and been forced out on fielder's choice. In between that, he struck out. 4-2. Can Yastrzemski go yard off Gibby? Here's the pitch from Gibson to Yaz, and that is a 27. So Gibson makes his pitch. Will go off his card, and that is a 99. So this is a deep fly ball, and Yastrzemski's power is a 93. This could be a home run. We have to go to the ballpark chart. Fenway Park, 99. Ballpark chart. 99. 27 or under is a home run over the Green Monster. 93, excuse me, 93. I said 99. I'm sorry. So a 93, a 25 and under is a home run. And it's a long, deep fly ball. Center field. As that, it did not go to the Monster. Racing back is Flood, and he catches it in the triangle. Side is retired. So Yaz gave it a ride, and Gibson gets through 7, and that's it for Gibson. Gibson's day is done. They'll turn it over to the bullpen. I think it's going to be Nelson Briles. He was their closer. Was he their closer? Nelson, Neil Briles, whatever his name was. No, Joe Horner was a closer. So they're going to turn it over to... Let's see where Horner is. Nelson Briles. Might go to him to set it up. Oh, he's good for 13. Horn's good for 5 batters. So, yeah, we're going to go to Briles first. Go to the top of the 8th. 4-2 Cardinals. Cardinals would win this game 2-1 in real life. And Elston Howard's in the catch. Let's get Elston Howard in to catch. He is catching on my table, but not on the spreadsheet. And let's see. Foy out of the way. Get Hawk Harrelson out of the way. Okay. Where's Mr. Elston Howard? Elston Howard. Let's get him on the sheet right here. Okay. So John Wyatt can face 2 batters here in the top of the 8th. Due up for the Cardinals, Maxwell, a pinch hitter for Gibson, the top of the order, Brock. So Donald Maxwell, he singled and has had an RBI, and he singled again, then he struck out. All right, so Wyatt faces Donald Maxwell, the shortstop. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch from Wyatt. That's a 61. We go off the Wyatt card, and that is a 21, and that's a strikeout. Wyatt is throwing some gas. So he strikes out Maxwell, and now a pinch hitter comes up for Gibson. Did they use a pinch hitter? I don't even think they used a pinch hitter. No, because Gibson went the distance. I guess we can pick someone then. I'll go Bobby Tolan. Bobby Tolan will pinch hit. So Bobby Tolan will pinch hit. There we go. Bobby Tolan will pinch hit. And that will be the last. This will be the last batter Wyatt can face before his. But he's only going to go down by 3 because he hasn't given up a run, I think. So Bobby Tolan comes in the game. Left-handed batter. Gibson's day is done. He went 7. He can only win it, can't lose it. Bobby Tolan. Lefty. Pinch hitter. Wyatt deals to Tolan. And that's a 65 off the Tolan card. And that is a 0-4. And that's a walk. So Tolan walks. Wyatt with some control issues. That's his 6 batters. And I think he still goes down by 5. Give him one more batter. So he's at 58. So it's 10 through 58 now for Wyatt. So Tolan's at first, top of the order. Because Sparky, Lyle, lefties kill him. And Lou Brock's a lefty. Here comes Lou Brock. Brock led off the game with a homer, singled. He's grounded out to second and flown out to Yastrzemski in left. 2 outs, top of the 8th, 42 Cardinals. Tolan's at first. 75 steal. Wow. Hold -3, but Lou Brock's up. Here's the pitch to Brock. And that's a 42. Goes off the Wyatt card. And that is a 68. This inning will be over. 68. Brock grounds the ball to Petrocelli at short. He throws to Scott. And the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2 Cardinals. And Wyatt's day will be done. I think. We're not sure yet. So due up for the Red Sox would be Conigliaro, Scott, and Petrocelli. Tony Conigliaro, George the Boomer Scott, and Rico Petrocelli. And they're going to face in the 8th Nelson Briles. Nelson Briles comes in. Try to get through the 8th and get to Joe Horner. Nelson Briles. Alright, here we go. Red Sox down 2. Tony C. Nelson Briles is a righty. 14-5 with 6 saves. ERA 2.43. Control factor 10 through 67. So he's a 10 through 67. 10 through 67. 13 batters. And his hold rating, -10. Not that the Red Sox are going to steal. Nelson Bryles. And he's a righty. So I'll try to get to the 8th, through the 8th, and turn it over to the closer Joe Horner. Here's Conigliaro. Conigliaro's banged into a fielder's choice single, then banged into another fielder's choice. The windup and the pitch to Tony C. That is a 14 off the Bryles card. We want an 18. We're not going to get it. That's an 80. And that is a fly ball out to center. And making the catch is Flood. 1 down. Now bring up the boomer, George the Boomer Scott. He's flown out to center, walked, and grounded out to short. Bryles deals to Scott. That's a 76 off the Scott card. So Scott, he's looking for a 42 through 45, and he'll get a 26. That should be a hit, though. 26, and that's a single to center. And Flood, let's see if he fields it cleanly. He does. Throws it in. So Scott singles to center. And the tying run comes to plate. Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli is 3 for 3. He has singled and scored a run, singled and knocked in a run, and he doubled his last time up off Gibson. Petrocelli, home run, 38 through 40 off right-handed pitching. 1 out. Scott takes his lead at first. Cepeda holding him on. Here's the pitch from Bryles to Petrocelli. That is a 63. And that'll be off the Bryles card. 10 through 67. He still has control factor. But that's a 28. A 28. Oh, nuts. He strikes out Petrocelli. Wow. So 19 off righties off the Bryles card. 19 and above is an out. Unless you go to a home run check. Usually a 28 is some sort of hit. But Bryles strikes out Petrocelli. And there's 2 outs now. As Rico K's. Here comes Reggie Smith. Scott would be off on contact. Smith is 0 for 3, including a double play. Last time up, he flew out to Bronkin left. Reggie Smith. Can he go yard and tie it up? Smith had 11 home runs off right-handed pitching. Here's the pitch to Smith from Bryles, and that is a 90. So it goes off the Reggie Smith card. And that is a 51. 51 to Reggie Smith. Ground ball to third base, I believe. Ground ball A. 5. I think that's going to be to third anyway. Ground ball to third. Shannon's error rating. Ooh, he's an 82. And he boots the ball, 95. So Shannon boots the ball. The Red Sox stay alive. The Cardinals should be out of this inning. Scott advances to second. Smith finally reaches base safely on the E5. So both third basemen in this game have committed errors. So it's first and second, 2 outs. And it'll be Elston Howard. We do have a third catcher. Mike Ryan. We've used Foy. Elston Howard hit 303 off lefties, but Bryles is a righty. We have Tartable and Mike Ryan left on the bench for position players. We go to Tartable, they go to Horner possibly. But he's only good for 5 batters. I guess we got to go with Jose Tartable will come in to pinch hit. Then Mike Ryan, we will exhaust all of our position players. So Tartable will come in to pinch hit. Oh, nuts. We can't. If we do that, can't do. Shoot. Then Ryan would hit for the pitcher. Elston Howard's going to hit. Elston Howard's going to hit. No, Tartable's going to hit. And then Ryan will, if Tartable hits, then Ryan will have to hit for the pitcher. And he'll stay in to catch. And we go. Whose player card is this? Gary Ding Dong Bell. Okay. So Tartable will come in to hit for Elston Howard. On deck is Mike Ryan to hit for the pitcher. Ryan will stay in the game and catch if we get that. Well, he's got to come in to catch anyway. Here's Jose Tartable, father of Danny. Both played for the Red Sox. Paste. So here's Jose Tartable, moment of truth. 2 outs, inning should be over. Error committed by Shannon at third. Scott at second, tying run at first, and Reggie Smith, good speed. And here's Danny Tartable to bat for Elston Howard, who came in after Foy batted. He just played defense, though. All right. Jose Tartable batted .222 off right-handed pitching. Bryles deals to Tartable, and that's a 69, 10 through 67, so it's out of control. It'll go off the Tartable card, and he needs a 34 and under. And he gets a, son of a gun, 37. So that's a 37. And he strikes out. Side is retired. Red Sox strand 2. Tartable strikes out. Had a good pitch to hit, and he missed it. Lefty. Make sure I look at that right. Yep, no, that's right. Because it's off the right-handed pitcher, though. Yep, he struck out. So he strikes out. Go to the top of the ninth. Double switch. Double switch. Coming in to catch the batting ninth is Mike Ryan. And Sparky Lyle will try to keep it a 4-2 ball game. And he'll go into the 8th spot. So Mike Ryan comes in to catch as I'm quickly losing room on the score sheet. So Mike Ryan that's righty. He'll come in to catch. And Sparky Lyle, as Wyatt went 2 innings. Here comes Sparky Lyle to keep it a 2-run deficit. He's a left-handed thrower. And his hold rating is a, wow, +10. Holy crap, that's awful. Okay. All right, so Mike Ryan comes in to catch here. Actually, let's just do this. So the pitcher hits in the 8th spot. There we go. Mike Ryan will lead off the bottom of the 9th. Sparky Lyle's in. Those guys are ineligible. And you gotta be kidding. Where's Sparky Lyle? Sparky. Here comes Sparky Lyle. Okay. Sparky Lyle. And he will face, to try to get to the bottom of the 9th, keep it a 2-run deficit, Flood, Maris, and Cepeda. Maris is a lefty, but that's okay. Here we go. Top of the 9th, 4-2 Cardinals. Cardinals won 2-1 in actuality. Lyle deals to Flood. Lyle's control factor is 10 through 63. That is a 14 off the Lyle card. And that's an 83. And that's an 83. That's an out. Fly ball out to Reggie Smith in center. 1 down. So 1 out. And I'll bring up Roger Maris. Sparky Lyle struggled against left-handed batters. Dominated right-handed batters. It's kind of funny. Maris is hitless. He did reach on an error in the first. Lyle picks up the sign from Ryan, who's now catching. Here's the pitch to Roger Maris, a shell of himself, and that is a 46 off the Lyle card, and a 40, lefty, and a 40, and that's a strikeout. He strikes out Maris looking, so 2 down. And I'll bring up the baby bull, Orlando Cepeda. Here's the pitch to Cepeda. Lyle deals him a 19, so it's going to be off the Lyle card once again. And that's a 21. And 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. A swing and a miss from Cepeda. Sparky Lyle does his job. We go to the bottom of the 9th. And it's 4-2. Cardinals looking to take game 1. Red Sox need 3 to win, 2 to tie. And it's going to be Mike Ryan to lead things off on the double switch. He went in to catch. No more position players for the Red Sox. So it'll be Ryan, Adair, and Dalton Jones. Nelson Briles, good for 13 batters. He faced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He should have been out of the inning, but Shannon made an error. And they'll let him face. Briles will stay in. Briles will stay in to face the righty. Ryan, the windup and the pitch from Briles to Ryan, 42 off the Briles card now. And that's an 82, and that's going to be an out. As that is a fly ball. Center field, Flood's there, makes the catch, 1 down. Red Sox 2 outs away from a loss. So Ryan flies out to Flood, top of the order, and Jerry Adair. On deck, Dalton Jones. Horner's ready. And we stick with Briles for another batter. Here's the pitch to Adair from Briles, and that is a 27. Briles is in control. He has 10 through 67 control factor, and that's a 44 off of the Briles card. No error check, 44, and that's a ground ball to second. Up with it is Javier, over to Cepeda, 2 down. Cardinals 1 out away from taking game 1 of our retro replay, 4-2. And here comes Dalton Jones. And Dalton Jones hit 301 off righties. And that's it for Mr. Horner. Here comes, for Mr. Briles, here comes Joe Horner to get the last out. Lefty-lefty matchup. We have no pinch hitters on the bench. So in the game to get the last out is Joe Horner. He's a lefty. He'll face Dalton Jones. Joe Horner. There he is. Joe Horner. 1967. 4 and 4 with 15 saves, 2.59 earned run average. Lefties batted 259 off of him, but Dalton Jones struggled with left-handed pitching. 2 outs, base is empty, 4-2. Cardinals. Horner, done with his warm-up tosses, has a quick word with McCarver. McCarver back behind the plate, squats down, sets the target. Here's the pitch from Horner to Jones, and that is a 73. His control factor is 10 through 65, so it goes off the Dalton Jones card, lefty-lefty matchup. And that's a 17. Dalton Jones will get on base. Lefty-lefty 17. And that is a double as he burns Flood. So the tying run will come to the plate, and Carl Yastrzemski. The Red Sox are not going quietly into the night. Dalton Jones picks up his second hit, a 2-out double. Dalton Jones, who only hit 188 off left-handed pitching, doubles. And actually, we have to go error check. And no error on Flood, 34. See if Jones would take an extra base there. So 2 outs, and here comes Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski 0 for 2. He's walked twice, forced out twice at second, struck out and flown out to Flood. Conigliaro's on deck. Can Yaz tie it up with 1 swing of the bat? Horner's good for 5 batters, excuse me. He's only good for 4 more now. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch from Horner to Yastrzemski, and that's a 31 off the Horner card. And that's a 42. Lefty-lefty. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side is retired. Game is over. Joe Horner picks up the save. as Dalton Jones, stranded at second, Yaz, the tying run at the plate, strikes out for the second time. The Cardinals win 4-2. The winning pitcher is Bob Gibson. Bryles gets the hold, Horner the save. The losing pitcher, Jose Santiago. The Red Sox pitching gave up 4 runs in the first 3 innings, then the bullpen shut it down. The Red Sox did scratch out 2 runs against Bob Gibson. Gibson went 7 innings, 2 runs. So, game 1 goes to the St. Louis Cardinals, 4-2 in our retro replay. In reality, the Cardinals would win 2-1. I didn't put the box score in, but Cardinals would win 2-1. Gibson went the distance. Santiago actually went 7 innings in reality, and he gave up 2 runs. He gave up 2 runs, but only in 2 innings this time. Wyatt went 2 innings and gave up no runs. So, pretty close, 4-2. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry I don't talk to the chat too much while I'm doing this. Just something new. So, and we got it under 3 hours, so we're getting quicker. All right. Thank you, everyone. AU Pack Mule, RNGIDP, Itinerary Hobbyist, Phantom Addict, Brady Appa Trade, Mike McAllister, Bubba Husky, and OG, the original Grognard. Thank you very much. And at some point, we'll do game 2 again. We're going to figure out a way to speed it up even more. I made mistakes by not moving the spreadsheet. But towards the end, I started remembering a little more. We might go with a different look again. I like it better with this because when I play by myself, when I play this game without going online, I can actually play it fairly quickly. But I'm looking in 2 different spots. I'm checking the camera and stuff. But anyways, a fun game. Cardinals win 4-2. They took game 1 in reality 2-1. So, pretty close. Thank you very much. Health and happiness the next time. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Watch out for the curveball in the dirt. You know what's coming, folks. Peace!